Star Wars The Force Unleashed, for at least half a year, has been touted as the most intense way to experience the Force yet. The true next-gen consoles have been saying that it's got pretty graphics, but I've been rooting for the Wii. Force controls on this hand, lightsaber controls on this hand. Holy crap! Please don't let me down.
I have a bad feeling about this. I think I should take this time to let you guys know that my favorite Star Wars movie is Return of the Jedi, and closely followed by The Phantom Menace. And since you now no longer care about my opinion, I'll just let you guys know that Star Tours is the best ride at Disneyland. In The Force Unleashed, you assume Darth Vader's bow-legged apprentice, Raul Hernandez. Okay, I'm lying, I really don't know what his name is. You do his bidding by going around and killing Jedi. And to get you from place to place is your blonde-haired, blue-eyed pilot, Juno, to inject an unneeded and, more importantly, unwanted love story. The game does introduce a few hokey plot points, like Vader started the rebellion, but stick with it, it'll make sense in the end. But it does have a proper introduction. By the way, what's the capital of Nevada?
Carson City?
I'm so glad I own Adobe Premiere. LucasArts may have published the game, but the developer for the Wii version is the Australian-based studio, Chrome. I kinda see the situation as LucasArts looking at them and saying, okay, just do what we're doing. And they said that this game didn't have one-to-one controls. Speaking of controls, you attack with your lightsaber by, oh great, waggling. Just act like you're playing Twilight Princess and you'll do just fine. Force controls are done with the nunchuck, and that's when the game makes me want to go to Tashi Station to get some power converters. You can force push, shock, grab, throw right from the get-go, and then you get upgrades. Soon you'll be impaling stormtroopers till the moose come home. Or you could conk their heads together like the Three Stooges. But soon they expect you to do combos with these controls, and let me break this to you as soft as I can. Combos don't work with waggle. All games with combos should be modeled after Return of the King, where if you play long enough, you get the best combo, which is pushing the A button 4 times in a row. I'm kinda pissed at how they end boss battles too. For those of you who don't know, you move a randomly chosen component of the controls in any direction. Why is it such a bad idea to move, I don't know, one part of the control that corresponds to your hand in the direction that the hand will go? Oh yeah, then it would be a killing simulator. Using the Force is a lot of fun. At times it feels like Gravity Gun the Game, or Boom Block Steven Spielberg Unleashed. I believe it's a title that should be rented, even though the locations are repeated. I recall going to Rex's Prime twice, the Jedi Council 3 times, the Game Freezing once, and despite the fact that the levels are obnoxiously long, the game's only like 8 hours. I was gonna return it until I remembered that I actually owned the game. So what else is in this package? Dual mode. Well, it's kinda like a $4 camera. Disposable. You'll be shocking him, he'll be shocking you, you swing at each other a couple times. Kinda reminds me of this. In the end, the only person who has a chance at winning is the one who's played the campaign. Now, I actually saw this game at Comic-Con. Want proof? Well, here I'm lying on the carpet of the Lucasfilms booth because I just contracted food poisoning from Cafe Express. Over here's The Force Unleashed, over here people are applying for credit cards with Yoda on it, and over there is the animated Clone Wars movie. You know, with the way that George Lucas has been expanding the universe so much, there might actually be an apprentice named Raul Hernandez.
Soy el mejor. No, Miguel. The Wii version of Star Wars The Force Unleashed had plenty of shortcomings, but I walked away genuinely entertained. But one can't help but wonder, if all the advertising went into the other next-gen versions, what's so great about it?
You're probably wondering why I'm playing this on the PlayStation 3 instead of the bangin' 360. Well, I haven't been playing a whole lot of games on it lately, and I wanted to let it know that it's still part of the family. Plus, I used it to watch The Happening a couple weeks ago, and frankly, I think I owe it an apology. After playing this on the PlayStation 3, I realized I had to change what I said about the Wii developers. It's more like LucasArts threw voiceovers and concept art over the wall and didn't check back with them until the game needed to be released, because it's way different. Plot-wise, it's the same, except between Episode 3 and 4, and Vader tells you to go kill the stormtroopers while you scratch your head and say, okay. But with the PlayStation 3, they weren't trying to make a game, they were making an engine. Look it up, that's all they would brag about in these interviews. And thus, that is what I will review. Now, when you stuff your game with 3 very different engine components, it's no wonder that some of the enemies have trouble standing up, or why there's loading time between menu selections. What did I do to deserve this? Havoc is the underlying physics engine. It's what tells this R2 unit what to do when it slams into this Boink bot. Must have had a bad motivator. But you know what? The Blob uses it. So does Super Smash Bros. I use it. Your grandmother uses it. Whatever. Havoc is just a reliable physics engine. Euphoria confuses me. It's biomechanical AI, so supposedly your enemies are self-aware. When something is flying at them, they will dodge out of the way. When they are flying, they will try to grab onto something.
But dodging and grabbing doesn't sound very robust, especially when you consider that this AI allows Wookiees to jump to their death. Euphoria has taught me that the only proper way to kill a Wookiee is to bludgeon him with other Wookiees. DMM is digital and molecular blah blah blah. It makes metal bend and glass shatter realistically, and it looks really good. It also proves the more that you try to make things look different, the more they stay the same. I would agree that a tree would splinter on a Wookiee spinal cord. I have a hard time believing that a tree would splinter on a lightsaber. Wouldn't it be cut in half? I guess I'm done attacking the engineers and testers of The Force Unleashed. They've worked hard to make an amazing and error-free game. These boss battles are done like God of War. I think. I've never actually played the game. I'm just sad that I have to be looking at the buttons instead of the action. But what really kills the experience for me is that you have to use the R2 button to force grab, and since it's the most commonly used move in the game, you get a little lesson in what is wrong with the PlayStation 3 controller. Do you hate the R2 button? The gripping and slipping? The grabbing and failing?
There's gotta be an easier way.
Then you should try the Super Nintendo! With its patented clicking action, your days of fail are over.
Thank you, Nintendo!
Then you should try a PC!
Thank you, IBM!
Then you should try going outside!
Thank you, God!
Either the game is really pretty, or I've just been playing the Wii for too long. Among the other differences between versions, in the first level where you play as Vader, one takes place during the day, the other at night. You might say that this is a minor detail, but I say it is, I don't know what I say it is. Shut up, I hate you. On the Wii, the apprentice brings down a Star Destroyer without flinching, but on the PS3, he jumps out of the way. Are they saying that PS3 owners are wimps? The Jedi Temple levels are gone, but who really cares? It's still a lot of fun for Star Wars nerds, and it's still like Boom Blocks. Now, as for what version you should play, I think the general public would want the next gen because it's more epic and less jerky. I would prefer the Wii version because of the control scheme, and you get upgrades faster. Both will give you the same story though. However, I get the feeling that people would have preferred if the previous trilogy was never made. I think we all just missed the point of it. It was showing that Darth Vader may have been the evilest mofo in the galaxy, but he waited until marriage to have sex. And now, I give you Black Video. I recall a few people asking me to review this game. I also recall asking you guys to not do that. I learned that saying that really doesn't do anything, it just makes people ask nicer. So now that I have reviewed SWTFU, I would kindly ask you to STFU.